Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. James Wesley, my husband,
Seth
Rudetsky.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Stars in the House. We do this show twice a day at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Basically to cheer people up around the world because we're all socially distanced, and it's just nice to see people chatting about the arts. And we're also doing it to raise money for the Actors Fund. But a lot of people don't know what the Actors Fund is. Like a lot of famous people that are.
We will not name names. We don't name names here.
No, but it's just weird. People just always think it's just for actors, but it's not. So what is it, James?
It's a human services organization that is nationwide for people in the performing arts.
Just people on stage?
No, Seth. No.
Just people in front of the camera?
And no. Really, anyone. Wedding singer, dance teacher, anywhere in the country. If you're a professional in performing arts and you need help right now, which is almost everyone needing help with seriously with paying a rent bill, with paying utility bill, health premium, all of that stuff, the Actors Fund is there.
No matter what you do, casting directors, stage managers, assistant stage managers, lighting designers, anybody that makes their living in the arts can go to actorsfund.org and ask for help.
And we were talking to the head social worker there, and what did she say? That was is it 10 times the amount that they're processing?
They were usually getting 200, maybe 200 applications per week. They're not getting 200 per day.
Yeah,
200 requests for help at least per day. So it's everything is triple fold. But the way the Actors Fund makes money has been totally curtailed because they make money. The Red Bucket Brigade, when Bobby Cares raises money in the Red Buckets, a lot of that goes to the Actors Fund. That's not happening because there's no live theater. Their giant gala had to be postponed with Matthew Broderick, Sarah Jessica Parker. Their big production of Ragtime, they had a big sold-out concert, canceled. So all the ways they make money, canceled, yet they need more money than ever. That's why there are all these things going on for the Actors Fund. We do this every single day to try to help raise money. And every day we do raise money, and here's how to do it.
Yes, okay.
So what y'all need to do is,
that's right.
And I'm going to mention a couple of times throughout this, but you go to starsinthehouse.com. So you're going to donate at starsinthehouse.com, but then trickster style, once you donate,
trickster style.
It's not trickster at all.
What about for people who've never seen the show before, Seth?
So you go to starsinthehouse.com and then you're going to get a receipt. And then instead of just going I'm ignoring the receipt, forward the receipt to Starsinthehouse 2020 at Gmail. Then we're going to collect them and then we're going to send them to one of the amazing stars tonight. And they're going to read Karen from,
Ohio gave $25 to the Actors Fund.
Y'all.
That sort of thing.
So you could have your donation read by Glenn Scarpelli, Teen Idol, 1981. So anyway, that kind of
laughing. Look at him laughing.
So you have to donate at starsinthehouse.com, and then you have to email starsinthehouse2020, which is not my vision, at gmail.com.
It's definitely not mine. That's why I have to get the
No, ma'am.
But go ahead, Seth.
No, how do I make it? I've got to.
You're asking me for a technical question.
No, forget it. There we go.
You're talking out loud.
Okay, go.
Look, that hasn't been edited.
No, I'm about to do that, girl.
I'm going to say, though, what's been a crazy, look at Glenn laughing. It is 6 going on 7 weeks together under one roof with our 19-year-old daughter, my mom, 4 dogs, and a cat. And, oh, by the way, and a goldfish, which,
just donated. Wait, what?
No. But the goldfish, my mom looked it up because she started having, I'm calling it she. I know my mom calls
her name
him
is
Big
Goldie.
Boy.
No,
that's her Gold. Oh, mom calls him Big Boy. Anyway. It has I noticed started getting white spots. He had white spots on. He's like a big goldfish, and it's actually called goldfish
ICH treatment.
Yeah, not itch, but itch. Anyway, so we actually had to clean out the tank and hoping that he lives because
you're saying if your goldfish has white spots, look for the goldfish
you need to look.
ICH treatment. It actually worked.
Yeah. Anyway, so
don't forget, by the way, as you're watching this right now, there's a link on top wherever you're watching on YouTube or wherever. Just share the link on your Facebook or your Twitter so more people are watching and more people are donating. So just be I'm watching this. Share that link. But then on top of that, please follow us everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, it's at Stars in the House. So just follow us there, especially on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because the more subscribers we have, the more easy it is to get stars like Glenn Scarpelli, Teen Idol 1981, to actually do the show. Because he said, how many followers do you have? And I had to be we have a lot.
He is shaking his head backstage right now. He's
like
what have I gotten myself
into?
He's
in Sedona. I've never seen a more beautiful background. Put your arms down.
But listen, it all adds up. And so far in the 6 weeks that we've been doing this, we are at $256,460 raised for the Actors Fund. Yay.
Yes, queens. So you donated starsinthehouse.com. Thank you for applauding. And then you email starsinthehouse.com 2020 at gmail.com. I think that's it. And then, just tune out tomorrow. We have a 2:00 show. And then tomorrow we
At
have
2:00 tomorrow. 2:00 is our very first time. We're doing Johnny Carson style.
We have a guest host
because we're like, when we started this, it was like we're going to do it until Broadway reopens.
And there's so many people that have been amazing on the show that would be. It's so funny because just today, Christine Petty was like, Sierra Baga should be a great guest host. I'm like, Sierra Baga is our guest host.
Yeah. So Seth just announced it. We're Johnny Carson style. In order to keep doing this twice a day, every day until Broadway reopens, which we all know is going to be a while. We figured the only way we're going to be able to save our physical health and our marriage is to maybe give some guest host spots to people. So tomorrow afternoon at 2:00, Sierra Boggess is going to be the first guest host for Stars in the House. And tomorrow night could not be more thrilled. Well, it's probably tied for tonight because tonight is very selfish on my part because I grew up watching all of these people and loving them. But tomorrow is one of my favorite movies of my childhood, The Goodbye Girl with Richard Dreyfuss, Marsha Mason, and Quinn Cummings.
Yeah.
All going to be here.
All tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Exactly.
Okay, so
So now I would say we get started. And we have Dr. LaPook, who's going to be here, the chief medical correspondent
from
of CBS News.
To answer your medical questions.
We'll be here in about 25 minutes or so.
Okay, so we downloaded the music. So let us introduce the stars for tonight.
Okay.
So
here we go. Hold on. Let me get over here.
Oh, we don't have to show me. All right. Well,
why not?
Our first guest tonight. She's exciting. She's new. Come aboard. Here she is. Jill Whelan. It's love. Hi, Jill.
How are you guys?
I gotta go to my next. First of all, you look so much more glamorous than I do.
And I have no Botox, which is really awful.
I have no. I need tape so bad. We'll talk about it later.
That's a whole other discussion. All right, we're gonna bring everyone on.
Mindy Cohn. It's Mindy Cohn. Hi. Mindy Cohn. Hi. Hi. By the way, was it Cohen? And then you were like, I changed it to Cohn? Was it?
No, it's always been Cohn. I actually have a thing about that, right? You want your name to be pronounced correctly? It's Cohn, like ice cream cone.
Oh, so it's not like
C-O-H-N. No-E.
Get back to me. Okay. Finally, you guys, this is it. Literally, this is it. Mackenzie Phillips. I'm back. Everybody, walk on your feet. Glenn Scarpelli, walk on your feet. Walk on your feet. Somewhere there's music playing. All right, I'm exhausted. Hi, guys. Okay, so a couple things we have to say. First of all, we know you're all actually friends. The problem with this website is if anyone talks at the same time, all the sound stops. So if you're all like, oh my God, I totally remember that, silence. So when someone else is talking, you have to just be nodding knowingly with Botox, with all the lines that Botox has not fixed, and then you're allowed to speak. So just be aware of that. Thank you. Okay, so we have Jill from the Love Boat. Okay, so many things we have to ask.
And we want to start by thanking Glenn for organizing all this. There's always someone, and this one, it's you. So thank you.
Namaste.
Well, I'm so happy to have all these ladies here. They're like three of my favorite ladies in the world. We've been lifelong friends, and to bring them to the show and all of us together, we've been so excited about it. It's so wonderful, and congratulations on doing this. We love you guys for it.
Oh, Glenn, thank you.
Glennie, my first question is, how did you get rid of what we used to call, when I was a kid, your Jufro? Even though it wasn't a Jufro, but how is it so not that anymore? Go.
Well, Italians and Jews, right? Come on. We're very similar. Always were. I played a lot of Jews on television. I'm not a Jew, but I play one on television. And I don't know. I think it's age, dude. I don't know. My hair got straightened. It was just, I got into my teens and my hair started to get really curly because I think I just got horny. I don't know.
Because I remember this. Was that a lace front wig or is that just your hair?
Oh no, that was my hair. I had a big old. Hey, come on! It was the '80s when it was the era of big hair. Come on, ladies, right?
They're ignoring you. Okay, we got to go back to the beginning. So everybody, we all have to know how you got the gig. So Mindy, how did you get Facts of Life? How are you such a big part of my childhood? How'd you get the gig?
Oh, Seth. First of all, I love being here with you guys and meeting you this way. I hope next year, not only in Jerusalem, but in person.
That'd be nice.
I went to an all-girl private school up in Bel Air, and Norman Lear and Charlotte Ray and Norman's protege, which is hilarious to say that, Alan Horn, came up to my school to try and authenticate scripts for Facts of Life, which was going to be a spinoff of Different Strokes. And I was one of the kids that got taken out of class, very grateful. And we were talking, and Charlotte said, "You're just delightful. You remind me of my best friend in high school, Natalie." And that was that. And the next day I got a call from the headmaster, and he said, I think they're going to write a part for you in this show they're doing. You might need to call your parents. So my mom, being a lawyer, was in court. My dad, a businessman, would have nothing to do with this. But right. I went down and met everyone. And at the end of this kind of session with Norman and Alan and Eve Branstein, the casting director, and Charlotte, and that's when I met Kim Fields for the first time, by the way. Norman said, "What's your favorite color?" And I said, "Green." He goes, "Yeah, Natalie Green. That works." There it is.
Okay, Mindy.
And then I got to work next door to these fabulous people for many years, and it was so lovely. And that's how we know each other so well.
But Mindy, when you were in that classroom, did you have dreams of being an actor? Like, where were you in your life?
A doctor. What are you kidding? A doctor.
Oh, so you're not Glenn Scarpelli. You are a Jew. Now I'm getting it. Okay.
I am Jew, but I would like to play an Italian on television.
One day.
Yeah.
So wait, so you were not even doing like the school plays and stuff?
No, Earth Science, Mr. Stoll's class.
It's so funny because you're such a good actress. We're going to show a clip, but like,
oh, thank you.
Great comedy, some great drama. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I'm so impressed. All right, Jill, what's your story?
My story. Well, first of all, it's so good to see you, and it's like James finally. And to see my pals, Mindy. It's so good to see you and Ken's and Glenn all the time. Anyway, okay, quickly. So I doing another series before called Friends, but it's not the Friends that I drive a lot, but a nicer car. But this Friends was a pilot that Aaron Spelling did, and it was about 3 young kids. And then when that show didn't make it, I had guested as the part of Vicki on Love Boat, just as he used to do that with all the people in his acting corral. He'd have them all guest on Love Boat at some point. Yeah. And so I did. And when Friends was not picked up after the pilot, he brought me back to Love Boat. So that's kind of how it happened.
So you were just a good enough guest star that he was like, you're now a permanent person.
I think they were trying to get a younger audience, and they loved the chemistry between Gavin and I guess they got a lot of fan mail about the chemistry between Gavin and I, so that was it.
Because you were just on for one episode or something? Is that what it was?
Yes, one episode where I was inferred to be the captain's daughter, but not the captain's daughter. I mean, you didn't know yet, and that was... Okay. Finally, it was the first episode that I did when I just look up at him and I say, "I saw my mom's diary. I think you're my father. Are you my father?"
I'm remembering that episode now. Got it. Remember.
Mac is back.
Mac's
gone. Back. She'll be back.
She'll be back.
We always have Wi-Fi problems. It's fine.
Well, Glenn, you're next.
Yeah. What was your deal?
There she is. She's back. She's back. So for me, I actually have Valerie Bertinelli to thank for getting on the show. She came to see me. I was on Broadway with Al Pacino and Richard III when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And she came to see the show. And I had met her doing a pilot many years ago when I was actually 10 years old. And she saw the show, and I brought her backstage to meet Al Pacino. And as we're walking out of the stage door, she said, "Glenn, if there's anything I could ever do for you, just let me know." And so then cut to now I'm like 14 years old, and they're casting for Alex on One Day at a Time. And I called her and I said, "Hey, by the way, I hear they're adding this 14-year-old. She went, "Oh my gosh, you'd be perfect. Bonnie wants a kid with theater credits, and I saw you on Broadway. So this would be absolutely perfect." So she made a phone call, and Eve Branstein, our casting director, and Al Burton, who was also one of the vice presidents of the company, came to New York, and I had the audition at the Plaza Hotel. And I went to the audition. They flew me out 2 days later. I met with Vaughn, who had casting approval. And I was there on a Thursday. I started shooting on Monday. We started rehearsing on Monday, and I never looked back.
Wow.
Oh, my God. These stories are so different, but so amazing. And what about you, Miss Mackenzie Phillips? How'd you get the gig? Uh-oh. Sound problems. Are you muted? Did you push mute on your? Are you on a laptop or an iPhone?
She's on an iPad, I believe. We were texting.
Oh no!
Now you're muted.
Yes.
Now you're muted.
Does she look upside down to anyone else?
No.
It happens to some people.
You know what? It may be. She may have it literally upside down.
That happens to some people. Your normal size. Oh, Mac.
You know what? Go out and come back in.
Yeah, leave the studio and then come back. Unfortunately, and turn your iPad upside down again.
Okay.
There you go.
Aw, Mac.
She'll be back.
So Jill, when I was talking to you on SiriusXM, when did you get to do? How did you get the movie Airplane? I can't even remember. Was that before The Love Boat?
That was before Love Boat, and I just went into Howard Koch's office, and he said, "Make a funny face," and I made the face, and that's it.
Wait, what does it mean? Make a funny face based on what?
Well, I was a kid. I didn't even ask him. I just went, "Oh, all right," and I went, and he went, "Okay," and then he read me, and then that was it.
And then when you were filming the Airplane, did you think, "Oh my God, this movie is like the funniest thing in the world"?
We knew it was either going to be the funniest thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. It was such a commitment in either direction. So, it was either going to be great or it was really going to suck.
Were you guys laughing though during the filming? Were you just like, you watching and thinking it was hilarious?
We were. Well, I was a kid. So when I was not working on the set actively, I was in a classroom. Oh. So I missed a lot of it. But yeah.
If people don't remember, if people don't remember your funny face, I have a little version of it right here.
There is only one river, there is only one sea, and it flows through you, and it flows through me. There is only one people, we are one and the same, we are all one spirit, one name, we are the Father, we are one.
Lorna Patterson, she you know Lorna Patterson?
Yeah, she's a rabbi now. I mean, Cantor.
Cantor, yes. So married to the fabulous Michael Lembeck.
Yeah.
Yes, from One Day at a Time.
That's right.
Full circle.
That's right.
Okay, so Mindy, these were such showbiz kids. You're suddenly on a set. Were you like, what's happening? Or were you just like, I'm a kid, I can adapt to anything?
Yeah, well, I wasn't that a deep thinker at 13, but or self-aware, but I will say that it was treated like my extracurricular activity in my household. So I think that helped me. Also, here's where the serendipity just takes the biggest turn. This is why this is my spirit word is serendipity. Very early after I got Facts of Life, I met Geraldine Page and Ruth Gordon and a couple of other incredible women who 40 years my senior decided to bring me into their coven. Don't ask me why.
Wow.
Again, it's like being discovered by Norman and Charlotte. And so early on did I learn that this was to take what I do seriously, but not myself. And that no matter how I got here, I belong. Because, it was very intimidating to be working with Kim Fields, who claimed to fame, Mrs. Butterworth, commercial. It was freaking me out. And Lisa Welch of the Musketeers. It's like, what the hell am I doing here? So these women really were so instrumental. And then later on, very much so, by the way, happy birthday, Cloris Leachman, who really made me feel like one of the tribe. And of course, did a deep dive into the history and fell in love not only with the industry, but myself as a creative. And so again, I take what I do very seriously, but not myself. But I'm very proud. I've never been a self-hating actor, which especially on this coast in LA, is hard. So when I moved back to New York and really found my tribe, well, you can only imagine.
Oh, I love it. It's so funny to think of you as, where is it? It's so funny to think of you intimidated.
What?
Because I have this clip of you and Mindy. No, I mean you and Tootie. Here we go.
Good times, come on. Tootie. Celebrate good times, come on. Tootie. Hey, Natalie, what's the problem? No problem if my test was on Cool in the Gang.
Still got it.
Oh, the acumen. Oh, yes.
Okay, now let us see if Mackenzie Phillips, besides having the most beautiful background, if her microphone actually works.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, can we hear you? Uh-oh. We got a freeze frame going on. Mackenzie, can we hear you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. There's a slight delay, but we'll go with it. Hi, lady. Tell us how you got the job before your Wi-Fi comes
Now I
out.
can't hear you.
Oh no. Glenn, talk to her.
How about now?
Where are you?
Should I
now
call
I
her?
can hear you.
Ah, good.
Tell us how you got the job.
No, it's not working, you guys. Something's wrong.
It is. Well, Mackenzie, do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Do you have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone? If you can go, Glenn, tell her that she can go on the link.
Yeah. Join up that way.
I'm going to say they want you on your iPhone. Let's see it. Let's see.
She got it.
I heard him.
Hang on, I'm trying on my iPad.
Oh, iPad?
Hang on.
iPhone.
Let's see if this works.
Oh,
Well, now
you can hear
I
it.
can
It is
hear it.
progress.
So annoying.
live.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening or why it's happening.
It's fine.
We don't have anywhere to go.
Well, actually, it's
We're
working.
fine.
I mean, we can
Here,
totally
let's try
hear you.
this.
Oh, wait, she's logging on somewhere else.
That's that's because that's good.
Okay, so let's try this.
We're gonna see two Macs.
They're literally- hold on.
We're doing an option.
Wait a minute. How's that?
That's great. I mean, my iPad isn't actually connected to Bluetooth, so I'm going to listen to you guys through the speaker.
Yay!
Great. You can hear us though?
Yeah, I can hear you. I switched devices.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, so we got to hear your one
Yay.
day. What's your one day at a time audition story?
Well, my one day at a time audition story is that I didn't audition.
Oh.
I was coming off of American Graffiti and, a bunch of TV movies. And I went in to meet Norman and he didn't have me read. He just sat there with me and he said, "Close your eyes." And I said, "Okay." And I closed my eyes and he said, "I just want you to know that therapy is the backbone of the American family." And then he said, "Your face is so beautiful in repose." He used that beautiful word, repose. And then Bonnie Franklin was like, "Mackenzie Phillips, she can't play my daughter. She's too old." And, because I guess I'd been I guess the phrase is on this, my bangs are crooked. Why are my bangs crooked?
Because we're in quarantine.
Exactly. And so Bonnie said, "No, Mackenzie Phillips is too old to play my daughter." And they said, "Bonnie, she's 16. And she was like, oh, okay. And we did an initial pilot where you can actually find it on YouTube. It never aired. And I was the only daughter and there wasn't a second daughter. And please, everyone disregard the state of my hair while I'm telling this story.
Hey, Mac.
Beautiful.
So then it didn't sell. CBS was like, "This is terrible," but we love the cast, and so they added Valerie to the cast, and we shot the second pilot, and we got picked up. And in those days, you got picked up for 26 episodes. None of this, none of this 13 with maybe a back 9. So yeah, it was amazing.
So Mac, after American Graffiti, it wasn't like, oh, movie offers only for you. You were like, fine, like TV.
Well, here's the deal. I had an amazing manager. Her name was Patricia McQueenie, and she managed a lot of us from American Graffiti. Harrison Ford, Cindy Williams, Candy Clark, on and on, Charlie Martin Smith. And she said, "You know what? We're just going to take the series because most series don't last. We'll just get through until you're 18, and then they won't need a social worker on set." Well, the show ran for 9 years. Wow. And I managed to, basically shut every door right behind me that ever opened for me with my addiction. And so, after the show, I was like, "Oh my God, my career is just starting." Well, really what I didn't realize was that my career just ended. And I had to rebuild and reinvent, And yeah, so that's how that went down.
But man, 9 years, that's so incredible. We want to bring someone on. And by the way, look at this, because I have this picture, because I interviewed the lovely Bonnie on my radio show. I just thought I'd show you and Glenn.
Oh, Bon.
Oh, it was another one of those stories where Norman just saw her in applause and just interviewed her and wrote a show for her. Like, he's such a genius.
Because I was there that day, and I don't go to all of Seth's shows, but of course, because I grew up obsessed with One Day at a Time, I had to be there to meet Bonnie, and it was incredible, the story that she told about how she got the show. It's like unheard of today.
No screen test, just sort of like chatting,
walking into Norman's office and just talking to him. That was it.
Same, yeah.
She's a great actress. Well, you know what? I'm going to show one thing that I want to bring on. Yes.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Here we go, Mac.
I don't know the song. I only know these 2 words.
Oh, that phrase?
He knows it.
Okay, look, we got to bring in Dr. Jon LaPook, and then we're going to come back to you guys. Our chief medical correspondent for any questions you have, they have, and any medical updates we have. In the background, rivals Mackenzie's for beauty. Look how pretty it is. Hi, Dr. LaPook.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mackenzie. So, yeah, Norman is a genius.
Hi, Dr. LaPook.
Norman is a genius at casting, and I'll never forget when I auditioned for the
you.
part of his son-in-law. I mean, I thought I just blew it, but
Oh my God.
he just said,
John, Mac has to process for a second who you are. So now we're putting it together that you're Norman's son-in-law.
We've met.
breakfast together at Norman's house.
We
last
did.
Year.
Yes, we did with Maggie and Kate and all the rest. Yeah.
Yes.
He's our medical correspondent and a son-in-law. Okay, so Dr. Jon LaPook,
Yes.
what's that big news we saw about the new
Okay. There is actually really great news that so Tony Fauci, Anthony Fauci, made the announcement on Wednesday. Was it just yesterday? Yeah, that the drug remdesivir was successful in treating COVID-19. Not a cure, but a big step forward. And he said it reminded him of 1986 when he, made the announcement that that they had found the very first drug that was AZT that was effective against HIV/AIDS. And I got to tell you, when he said it, I actually literally had a tear in my eye. Not because of remdesivir. That's fantastic about remdesivir. And it's a first step in the way that AZT wasn't the cure or a cure, but a first step. But proof of principle that something could work. But the tear was because I was an intern in March of 1981 when when the very first case of AIDS came into our hospital, which was Columbia Presbyterian at the time, now New York Presbyterian. And I just remember years of, I was a newly minted doctor, and I thought, I'm going to just be saving lives left and right. And for 6 years, every patient with AIDS I treated died, or something like that, a number of years. And then in 1986, this drug came along, and it was just amazing. So, boy, if there ever is a moment, I keep saying this, and probably people are getting bored of the expression, embrace science. This is the moment to embrace science. And I know people are getting fed up. I know we're at that inflection point where people are saying, I want to go out. I want to hug people other than my pet and my doll and my stuffed animal. But we just have to double down on science right now. It's but we're in this for a while. We are in this for a while.
That's big news, because it's slowing down your hospital stays, right? Not slowing down, it's speeding up your hospital stay.
Right. So 15 days, with placebo versus 11 days with the remdesivir, and that's like around a 30+%. So you'd say, well, it's not a cure. No, but it's a proof of principle that you can actually stop this sucker of a virus and this vicious virus, and it works by stopping. It's very fancy how it works, but it stops by hindering its ability to replicate inside the cell. So it makes sense. It's not just magic. It makes sense. And so they're going to get better and better. And I'm sure we'll try to double team it with other drugs like we do with HIV/AIDS. But that leads the news. That was amazing news. So exciting. But again, not a cure tomorrow, but so many smart people working on this.
Well, I'm saying it again. I'm saying to embrace science. I love that expression. I'm getting a T-shirt made. Yes.
Yep.
Very science.
All right.
Double down on it.
So, Dr. LaPook, you're going to be back here tomorrow with the Goodbye Girl, I hope?
Yes. Anything you say.
Okay, well, great news.
And then this Sunday morning on CBS Sunday Morning, Rand Morrison, the executive producer, has been asking me to do these spiels. It's highly unusual to do that. I did it once before with Ebola, but straight to camera. Here's what I think you need to know. And I'm going to do another one this Sunday. So it'll lead the show. It'll be at the beginning, 9 to 10:30 in New York, and it's a weird time elsewhere. But
At CBS Sunday Morning.
CBS Sunday Morning, which is the greatest show. It is like
it is. It really is.
Everybody wakes up to that.
show. So,
all right, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. LaPook.
Oh, and tomorrow morning on CBS This Morning, Gail King and I are going to talk for 4 minutes at 8:03 about user questions. Not that it's planned in advance, but
exactly.
8:03, I believe, is the hit.
Okay.
All right.
All
See
right.
you too.
We'll
Bye,
see you
Dr.
tomorrow,
LaPook.
guys. Bye.
He's the best.
Bye.
Before I go on, we were talking about how we grew up with all. It's funny that you guys know each other. Did you know? Because I used to be obsessed with Annie. Do you guys know Danielle Brisbois?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Were you actually like friends with her?
Yeah,
Or, like,
Glenn's you're really close with her, right, Glenn?
Yeah, we were very close friends. In fact, when James and I were talking about putting this show together, I had suggested, let's ask Danielle, and you had said you had just booked her for the Annie reunion.
Right.
yeah, but
Right?
Dr. LaPook keeps saying it's really important to keep in touch with your friends while we're isolated. So we thought just for fun, we bring on Miss Danielle Brisbois.
Hi, you guys.
Hi, Danielle. So for those who don't know, Danielle was one of the stars of Danielle was in Archie Bunker's place. She played Archie's niece, who had the lead name from The Wiz. What was your character name, dear?
Stephanie Mills. That was my choice. I chose that name.
That's
Let's
hilarious.
us all pick our names, right?
Oh my God! Wait, you got to actually pick it?
Yes, the name was first. It was Connie, and I was like, "Not for me, Norman. Not for me." And I had just seen The Wiz, and I loved Stephanie Mills. I said, "So why not Stephanie Mills?" It was.
And they just said, sure, why not?
Yeah, that was it.
Awesome.
So
I love it.
Barbara Streisand. Okay, so wait, Danielle, how did you get the gig? You were doing Annie? Did Norman see Annie or something?
Well, it was fun listening to everybody's casting stories because I think they're all very unorthodox, and mine was as well. I was in Annie on Broadway, and Norman had seen the show, and so had Carol O'Connor. And I was at that weird age where I was playing the littlest orphan in Annie, and I was kind of getting too big to play the littlest orphan, but yet I wasn't big enough to be Annie. So at my wise old age of 9, I'm like, well, I'm not waiting in a smaller role. So Charles Strauss, who wrote the music for Annie, also was one of the co-writers on the theme song for All in the Family, and he was friends with Norman. He was like, "You're going to California. I'll set you up with a meeting with Norman Lear." I was okay. So we go in. I go in at this huge portfolio. It was literally bigger than me, and I had a cassette player with like 2 songs. One was City Lights, which I hated. My mother made me do that song, and one was Soon It's Gonna Rain, which I loved from Little Night Music. And I went in there.
No, from Fantastics.
Fantastic, sorry. And I went in there and I sang these songs for him. We talked, and apparently Carol was walking down the hallway as I was singing the songs, and he peeked in. He remembered me from Annie, and he said a very similar thing to me that he said to you, Glenn, which he said, "You've just done so much for me. What can I do for you?"
Wow.
Which is the similar thing that what Valerie said to you, right? But I was like, I don't know, put me in a show. And he got it, and Carol said, "Hey, I've got an idea," and they wrote the part for me in the show because it was right at the time when Sally Struthers and Rob Reiner were leaving, and they didn't know what they were doing with the show, but they figured they needed to bring somebody else into the house. So
Bring in a kid.
Exactly.
And it was it still, Danielle, was it still All in the Family at that point? It was, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was All in the Family.
See, I know more than you, Seth. I knew it was All in the Family because then it segued like a year or 2 later into Archie Bunker's place, right?
2
Right.
seasons later.
He was obsessed. By the way, I'm wearing this shirt for you.
Yeah. Here you go.
Oh, that's good.
Go.
Aw.
What was it like working opposite Carol O'Connor? Your connection seems so sweet on the show. Was he actually like a father figure to you? Was he kind?
He was absolutely that to me. He was wonderful. He was kind. He I just loved everything about him, and we completely connected. And not only did we connect, he respected me as well as an actor. You know, it was mind blowing. I'd be at this table with all these people who I wasn't didn't know all their history or whatever. I knew they weren't important people, and we'd be doing these table reads, and he would see me looking. The kids got to say something about the script, and I'd be like, "Well, I don't think that joke's funny," and they would like literally let me say I wouldn't say that, and they literally involved me. He goes, "She's an actor here, just like anybody else, and she's putting the time in." And it was an amazing boost of respect, and Carl was always teaching me about the craft, and he was a real English teacher. He was a teacher by nature, so he was just always loving and giving, and I'd come weekends at his houses and the beach, and it was great. It was really wonderful.
So nice.
Well, it's interesting. You know what I just realized that all of you have in common for your characters is that you have one parent, or in Mindy's case, it was Charlotte Rae. There was like one. It wasn't two. It's like that. I think for me, that's one of the reasons why One Day at a Time was a big deal, was because I had a single mom. And so Bonnie Franklin was the first single mom on TV. And so to see her and see how she interacted was a big deal. And I just realized Mindy, it was the same thing. It was Charlotte Rae was the parental figure, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And for Jill,
we all had parents though on the show. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, I know. But as far as day in, day out, it was like you
were reporting to one adult, kind of.
But they shoved you in a school away from their houses.
But Danielle, I found that beautiful clip of you guys singing on the show, which I love so much.
Not for just enough, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always.
That little
It's so sweet.
God, it's so sweet. Oh,
It's beautiful.
Mag, I can't tell if this is the one that works or if this is the other one. Does this one work, Mackenzie?
You know, I'm having so much trouble hearing. I just went off to reconnect my AirPods and come back. So everything, the audio is distorted terribly.
Oh man! All right, well, let's move on.
But I think.
All right,
okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what do you want to say?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go. Leave me focused.
Go where? Do what?
Oh,
no, I hear you. I can.
I thought you wanted to say something.
Go where? Do what? I mean, I know how to take direction.
Well, I'm going to show this amazing dramatic scene, which is so incredible.
Yeah.
This is when you have a much older boyfriend, and it's a fantastic scene. It's like the acting. Holy cow! What did you request this episode? Like, what happened when this episode was written? Like, what was your involvement with it?
You know, I actually don't recall, but I love Jim Hutton as an actor, and I think he was Ellery Queen. It was a great hour drama, you know, single cam, and he was just absolutely one of the loveliest human beings ever. And you know, kissing him was kind of awkward because I was a child and he was a grown man. Not that I hadn't done that before, but as Julie, not as Mac.
Yeah, and it's just weird. It's so dramatic with Bonnie. I mean, anyway, just watch how great this acting is.
What are you going for? A blue ribbon and pick of the litter?
Miss Romano, I think we better have a little talk.
Oh, yes, I think we better have a little talk. You're damn right we better have a little talk. Shut up, Julie. If you have to prove your manhood, get somebody your own age. Shut up! Oh, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you, doctor? Ever try getting your kicks with a woman? Shut up, Mom! How about taking me on, or is that too frightening for you?
You lonely, Mom? You want him?
Ow.
It's a comedy, but it's so powerful and devastating.
Yeah.
I have I can't even, I mean, yeah, it was very powerful, very intense to play. Bonnie was so passionate and so talented, and she raised the bar for each and every one of us every day. Every day we were better because of her. She was like a mama bear, and she taught us all her tricks. But they weren't really tricks. They were truths. They were truths. They weren't tricks.
Glenn, what's one of your favorite Bonnie Franklin stories?
Oh my gosh, Bonnie Franklin stories. You know, I was very close with Bon pretty much till the day she died. Some of my fondest memories are actually towards the end of her life. Really, I went to the last Thanksgiving at her house, and she just basically said goodbye to all of us because we knew that was pretty much going to be the end. And it was just such a beautiful, open-hearted woman. The woman wore everything on her sleeve. She was exactly what you saw. She gave it. She showed up. She was present. She had a heart the size of the universe, and she took care of all of us. She really did. You know, you could ask Valerie, ask Mac, and I will definitely say she was like a mom to all of us on that show. And it was just, I'm a better person because Bonnie Franklin was in my life.
Aww. You had that same severely dramatic scene as Mackenzie had with her. Was it hard to love a person that much off camera, but then have to be so mean to her?
Are you going to show that clip?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I have a story.
She held me to. Oh.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to.
Okay, I literally didn't hear a word of what Glenn said at all. I couldn't hear anything, but I want to say that Bonnie held me to a standard as a human being that nobody had ever tried to help me in the same way that she did. And, you know, I think she held me to a higher standard than my own family ever did. She was a remarkable human being. The world is a much different place without her. She was remarkable. She was powerful. She had the mouth of a sailor. She could drop an F-bomb like nobody's business. She had a filthy sense of humor, but at the same time, she was like pure and a sacred vessel. All at the same time. She was all of those things.
Oh, how wonderful. Glenn, what were you going to say about doing that dramatic anger scene?
Well, Bonnie called me the night before we actually shot because we did one run through. We didn't do the, basically what you're all about to see is Bonnie also slaps me. The only two people on the show she ever slapped was Julie and Alex. Wow. So Mac and I had that in common. We did scenes where Bonnie Franklin slapped us. And she didn't really do the slap until dress on Thursday. And she did it really hard, and I started to cry. And she was so nervous about that the morning, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I was all for it. I said, you know, I really want you to slap me. She goes, oh, I don't know if I'm really going to slap you. I'm like, oh, please. I think we really have to go there. But she didn't tell me she was going to do it in dress. So it really took me by surprise. So the next morning she called my mom and said, I really want to drive Glenn to work. I just want him to know how much I love him. And I just want him to know that, like, I'm there for him. And she picked me up and we went to work together, and she held my hand in the car, and she just gave me so much nurturing that whole day because she knew in both the 5:30 show and the 8 o'clock show that she was going to what you're about to see.
Wow, here it is. So great.
I was being helpful. You were butting in. That's not true. Yes, it is. You were butting in, taking over. Look, Alex, you are being unfair. You are being totally unfair. You're acting like a brat, a spoiled, rotten, obnoxious brat. And maybe I damn well better take over because it doesn't look like your mother or father are doing a very good job. I hate you. I hate you. Alex! I hate you. And if you were such a great mother, how come your kids dropped out of school and ran away, huh? Alex!
Oh, hey. Wow. Right?
It's so real. It's so real.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the thing about.
She was slap happy.
Yeah. Just you and me, Mac. You and me.
Oh my God.
I can't hear anybody.
You know, I do want to say though that, you know, Bon really took a responsibility for the show, and there was such a part that Norman really wanted to embed in the show that we were much more of a dramedy than just a comedy. You know, very often, I mean, all our shows had that. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'd say a very special episode of Facts of Life, you know. So it was when you saw that meant somebody's going to cry or something. So, you know, we had many of them, and I had the pleasure and joy to play most of those scenes with Bonnie and Pat. So I was very thrilled.
Hey, Mindy, speaking of very special episode, did the writers look to you kids for storylines?
They took from our real lives a lot, especially mine, because I didn't go to studio school. Part of my contract, my parents made it really clear that I was going to go to school. And so I went to school in the morning, and then my Granny Rose, who was the head of the fur department at Saks Fifth Avenue, took her lunch hour and came and picked me up and drove me to the studio. And we would run lines together in her fantastic brown Monte Carlo. And I would get to the set and change out of my Westlake uniform and put my Eastland uniform on, and here we go. Yeah, so
they did listen. Like, you would just talk about what was going on at school, and they would listen.
Our personal lives too. I mean, I was 13 to 21, as with Nancy, so certain things had been happening.
Right.
And then we were all very close, and I think Glenn and Matt can attest to that. I don't know Jill's story, but the sets we were very close. It was the same people for 10 years, and so we all knew everything about each other. So yeah, there was some stuff in there that leaked in.
And so with the studio, because you were right next door to One Day at a Time.
One Day at a Time, the Jeffersons. I mean, there was a group of us, different strokes and a different world. And then when we moved with children and Who's the Boss, like we were all kind of, I mean, Glenn was at my Sweet 16 party dancing with, yeah, we all kind of.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's not Sweet 16.
Oh my gosh.
God, that is, I think I'm 14 there, maybe 15. Yeah, so there was a period of time where we were the only people who saw each other, you know, and Danielle and I had actually a time where we really hung out a lot together and grew very close for a time. So
At your house.
we've all dipped in and out.
What'd you say?
We've all dipped in and out of each other's lives at some point.
But Jill, for you, it's like you were kind of the but you were kind of the only young person on that boat. I feel like Mindy had people, I guess Danielle really did, but what was it like being this young person with all these adults in an established show already?
Right.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel jealous.
Me too.
I know. But we were at 20th Century Fox for a time, and when we were there, I actually had family shot next door. So Quimby, Quinn, and I were good friends, and then but then I had MASH, so it was just me and MASH. And
it's so weird because they're such separate shows, and you don't think just 5 feet away another show is like it's so weird to think of you guys all together. It's so fun.
It's fun for us.
Yeah.
So you didn't
do a love boat with Jill. We actually had a cruise on our love
boat.
boat.
We did a cruise with Connie Stevens, right? Was it Connie Stevens was there?
And Kirstie Alley was there, and it was really fun. But I think I tried to turn you to the dark side on the show, and you resisted.
Yeah, one did too. So
I did too. I pushed speed on Vicki. So go there.
I don't remember what my crime was, but I certainly was having a crime of some sort.
it's all the people with dark hair are the bad people. I love it, and the blondes, goody two shoes. Jill, I found this clip where you're playing ping pong, and I had such an anxiety attack because I'm so bad at ping pong. Was it hard for you?
Oh, I'm no. That's not my thing. It's not. I have a ping pong table in the backyard. I won't even play it. No.
But you're so good. Hold on. Is this not you?
Grip the paddle firmly and hit the ball fast and sharp.
No, she's not swatting flies here. You're gonna make her tense up like that.
You're gonna make her fall asleep like that.
What you're both making me is nervous.
Will you two lay off? This is just a game.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, why don't we hit a few? All right. Wait a minute, honey. Look, I think if you held the handle... Sorry.
I think buy the flamenco outfit. I'm sorry.
But your ping pong, I have to say, ping pong is very, very impressive.
Well, it's suffered over the years.
Wait, Mac is back. Let me see if she can hear. Mackenzie, can you hear us yet?
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but it's just I can't really hear you guys. I can hear you two, Seth and James, but I can't hear anybody else.
Okay,
we're the most important.
Exactly. But while I have this stage, just for one moment, I wanted to say that many years ago, the Actors Fund paid my rent and paid my utilities. It was at the very difficult time in my life. My addiction was crazed, and I went to treatment, and they paid my rent. And so I just wanted to say that supporting the Actors Fund, it helped me, and it certainly at this time can help so many people in such a more meaningful way than it did the kid star who had to go to rehab. So I just want to say it's an important thing to do to support the Actors Fund.
Oh,
I love that.
I'm so glad you said that.
And I want to just remind people, you donate at starsinthehouse.com, and then you email that to starsinthehouse2020@gmail.com. And I'm going to collect a little list at the end. So donate at starsinthehouse.com and then email starsinthehouse2020. I love that you said that. Now, by the way, Mackenzie, we worked together on Broadway, but I'm sure you don't remember me. I was a piano player when you were Rizzo in Grease back in the day. Did you have a good time?
I did. Were you on? Because I was in the road show for 11 months before Fran and Barry let me go to Broadway for a minute. And I heard that Megan Hilty told a story about how I insisted on smoking real cigarettes on stage. And didn't you
I didn't
interview Megan?
Yeah, but Megan Hilty wasn't in the national tour of Grease. Megan
Mullally? No, this is from it was from the Broadway show. I think she told a story about how I was the only Rizzo that came through Broadway that insisted on smoking real cigarettes on stage.
By the way, is that true?
Yeah, is that true?
Yes. Yes. And apparently also something about how they had to lower all of the songs almost an entire octave for my vocal range. That's true too.
No, that's not true. By the way, you looked great. Here you are with this is the tour, because I didn't do this, but that's you. That's Sutton Foster as Sandy, and Adrian Zemet as Danny, and Sally Struthers.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
36.
You know what? We had Debbie Boone at the age of 44 playing Rizzo. Anything went in that show.
Right, exactly.
It's like, whatever. Wait, so Mindy, I have another clip, because this is one of those very special episodes where basically, like, you're assaulted. Like, what was that like when you read that in the script? It's such a heavy scene.
I know, it freaked me out when I read that script, and I just was like, guys, I don't think I've got it. I mean, that's when my co-stars, we were family, but we really became friends. There were certain episodes that really bonded us. This is one where I have to say, like, Nancy McKeon and I kind of like, she walked me through that week for sure. And it was just big acting lessons, and I was a sponge, and I said, why not? If they, and Charlotte said something to me that really was life-changing. It's like, if we believe in you, let us believe in you for yourself. You don't have to believe in yourself for this. We believe in you. We know you can do it. So just do it. And yeah, it's like Actor 101 speak, but I think the clip you're going to show was only season 2. So I was 14 years old and like, cramming for finals. Like I didn't really like have but I do have to say, real ego booster. This one, after you get that under your belt, you sort of get a little fearless.
I was super impressed.
A man grabbed me, and I tried to scream, but he covered my mouth.
Oh, my God.
He pushed me down, and he was holding me down. And all of a sudden, I heard people's voices. He must have heard them, too, because he just got up and left and ran away.
Natalie.
Mrs. Garrett, those people hadn't passed by.
It's all right. It's all right.
Mrs. Garrett, I was almost home.
Oh my gosh, it brings tears to my eyes, because all I can think of is that after that, we went backstage and Kim would not let go of me. And she was having me, she's like, you sure you're okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? So sweet. And then obviously see Charlotte. looking so beautiful.
There was such a beautiful innocence in that moment when you just played that.
It's-
Really, I don't know how to explain it. It was so innocent. It was beautiful.
And it's so beautifully written. The whole "I was almost home" is so beautiful.
Mindy, I'm curious because you really didn't see that on television at that time. Did you hear from any teenage girls who had
At least, I know Glenn and Matt can speak to this as well. Norman Lear sitcoms, right? There were at least 4 or 5 episodes a season where we did one on suicide. We got letters that you've just saved my life. I mean, like heady stuff. So this potential rape. I remember, Golden Girls had just started, and B, wrote us a letter just saying she was so proud of us, and we just handled that so well. And
wow,
yeah, there were moments like that were really like made it a very proud show to be a part of. Like Glenn was sharing. These were really funny and very entertaining, but they also like connected with a big audience out there. Things that people were going through that we're either too ashamed to talk about, or at least put around in a funny way or an accessible character.
Yep. Yeah.
Did you guys, on the total shallow side, did you do like Battle of the Network Stars or any of those shows?
All of
I know Nancy did. Nancy and Kim did. I was not asked. I wonder why.
Battle of the Network Stars, City versus Country. You name it. I didn't miss a show.
I was the game show queen. So
what was that? What was that one that had the one that had magicians where they would like?
Oh God, yes.
There was
Circus
one
of the
where
Circus
of the Stars. Yes, they cut me in half.
I did that about 4 times.
Jill,
consideration of Battle of the Network Stars, and let me tell you, doing it at 50 is way different.
I think I saw you like in a dunk tank. Were you ever in a dunk tank?
Yeah. Yes. That was fun.
Was it? Because here it is.
Throw coming up.
It's actually very nice.
Oh,
That's a hit and a dunk. So CBS has 6 points in total.
I did it twice. Now I'm realizing I had to do that thing twice in a bathing suit.
that is not fun. We have some questions.
Hey, Mindy, I just sent you some donations. If you don't mind reading them, they should come in a minute.
Okay, so I am technologically Amish. So where did you send them?
I sent them to your cell phone.
Like a text on your cell phone.
See if you get them. If not, I'll send them to
No,
Jill
that
next.
is not my cell phone.
Then I will send it to Jill. Seth,
Okay.
your question.
Okay, I'm gonna read
I'm
it.
so sorry. I would love to read them.
No, it's okay.
I'm Amish too, so if I touch my thing here on my laptop, is that going to make me go away from you guys, or do I have to go get my phone?
No,
Okay.
it won't. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
You guys.
Okay.
So Mindy Cohn, what was it like working with El DeBarge?
Oh, it was fantastic. We had some amazing guest stars. I mean, I think everyone from Helen Hunt to Jermaine Jackson to El DeBarge. Yeah, pretty impressive people.
Very impressive. That was, I think, from Dwight in Louisville, Texas. Jill, wait, this is not really a question. You and Glenn were excellent on the 2 Love Boat episodes together because we got to hang out all the time in the 80s. It's not a question, but
you have those pictures. You put one up before, right?
wait, yeah, I have some crazy pictures. Hold
but
on.
wait, Glenn and Jill, did you know each other before this?
Yeah, did you know each other before?
We knew each other. Yes, we knew each other before Love Boat. In fact, Jill and Danielle and I all worked very closely on the Variety Club telethons. And we used to co-host telethons all over the country. And Jill and I actually were just talking the other day that one of the times we went to Chicago and we co-hosted with Sammy Davis Jr. And he brought us on stage to sing Ghostbusters. Don't really know why, but he pulled us up on stage and we sang Ghostbusters together, right, Jill?
That beautiful lyrical song.
What's this?
Oh, wow.
Who has more eyeshadow?
What hit more hairspray?
Me. This guy.
Thank you.
That's funny.
And then what's this adorable picture? Oh, there more. Yeah, more coming in. Yeah, Nancy, send them.
Okay.
What about this through the ages picture?
Oh my gosh.
Mackenzie, what are those two things?
One is One Day at a Time, the episode where I returned and met my new little brother. And the second one is a short film that Glenn and I did together called Sacred Journeys. And we filmed entirely in Sedona, which is, I think, available on Amazon Prime. It's a really, really lovely piece.
I have a very cute clip of you and Glenn together, which I think is, it's this. This is, I think, where you had been away and you first meet Glenn for the first time.
Yes. Well, check out my hairdo. It's amazing. It looks a lot like Glenn's.
I'm checking them all out.
Julie's here. Julie! Oh, that's so good to see you.
It sure is, you guys. Well, you met Alex, right?
Boy, did she.
Well, Ma, I thought it was you when I whipped back the shower curtain and said, surprise!
It's the last time I'm taking a shower naked.
I've
actually a
always
good
loved
line.
that line.
Wait a minute.
It's a
So,
great line.
Mackenzie, had you just returned to the show at that point?
Yes, I had returned after a sort of a sabbatical, if you
yeah.
will. A
So
suspension, let's be honest.
So, Glenn, does that mean that you had just met Mac like that week when that episode was shot?
Yes. Can you still hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Am I good? Okay, good. Yeah, I had just met Mac.
Wow.
I had just met Mackenzie that week, literally. I was brought on when Mackenzie was off.
Right.
And honestly, I had a dad on the show that Bonnie was dating, which is what the other slap scene was all about. She was like the stepmom at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the audience really didn't like Bonnie or Anne to have boyfriends because they really wanted her the single mom. So they got rid of him. He died in a car crash. Wonderful actor, Ron Rifkin. I absolutely love him.
Love him.
And they were going to bring Mackenzie back. So I just thought I was going to be off the show.
Of course.
But CBS stepped in and said, keep the kid. The girls are grown up. Keep the kid. So they wrote an episode called Alex Moves In. And it was my lucky day because it was from that episode that all of this happened, and a lifelong friendship with Mackenzie Phillips. And I just want to actually say something and brag about my sister for a moment, because I've known her from that moment. So a long span and a long history there, and seeing a lot of Mackenzie's life. And I got to say that this is a woman who really beat the odds. Not only did she survive, but she thrives. She's on the front lines of doing the work that she learned at Breathe Life Healing Center in West Hollywood, California. She's there every day saving lives. So not only is she a survivor, but she's a hero for millions of people that don't get this opportunity to live their lives. Most people don't make it at the stage Mackenzie was in. So I just have to say, I'm just so proud of my sister. If she blows me away, and I call her my hero all the time, don't I, Mac?
I don't think Mackenzie can hear anything you're saying, but she sees the love.
Mac?
Not a word.
So, Mac, here's the
I
thing.
know you love me. I can't hear a word.
So Mac, Glenn said wonderful things about you. You can watch it online. It starts in the house.
He said. He basically said that when people get to your level of addiction and your issues, a lot of them don't ever make it. And the fact that you are able to thrive, and the fact that you're actually now helping people every day and being a hero, you're basically a hero to the millions of people that hope they can make it one day, because you're an inspiration, because you work as a rehab counselor, right?
I am the program director of Breathe Life Healing Center in West Hollywood. And so never did I ever think, living the life that I've led, that I would be, an executive administrator at a 40-bed facility where I'm auditing charts and dealing with all different. I started as a counselor, and now I do, a lot of different things. I still work with clients. Earlier today I was doing a group with clients virtually from my home because I'm working from home. But, I audit charts. I do a lot of clinically based stuff like that. So, yeah. It's I even have a business card. It's like, what actor has a business card? I never expected my life to turn out. But the industry has changed a lot since we were young and working all the time, and I'm tremendously grateful that somehow I had the foresight to sort of shift careers, because it's been really one of the most rewarding experiences of my life.
But I love how Norman kind of gave you advice all those years ago, because literally the name of your show was One Day at a Time. It's like, if you just listen, I mean, it's just amazing how finally it's all come around for you.
I got to tell you, so many people will come up to me and they go, "Have you ever thought about the fact that you're?" I'm like, "Yes." You don't even need to finish this. Yes, I have thought about that. But yes, it is very sweet and interesting.
Okay, wait. I'm so glad I have you here, because I have to tell you the story. Because my friend Paul Castry is one of our little crew of volunteers that helps us with the show. And Paul did Grease on Broadway. He was Eugene. And before we knew you at all. So you joined the show, and both Paul and I were like, "Don't mention One Day at a Time. Those stars, they don't want to hear it. Just be cool." So Paul said, literally, he was like hanging out with you and trying to just be like, whatever. And then literally there was silence, and he just went, "This," and you were like, "Is it?"
Oh, that's so great. Oh my God. Give him my love, please.
He was mortified. It was in his head. But you were so hilarious. Is it? I thought you'd appreciate that. Okay, wait, did you send the donations?
No, I think you need to send them to
sent them
Danielle.
to you.
No, you have to send them to Danielle, because neither Jill nor Mindy are getting my text.
Okay, is anybody here under 30 and knows how to work technology? Okay.
Oh my God! Don't mock the elderly.
That's right. Thank you, Mindy. Send them to Danielle.
Okay, so Danielle Brisbois, I just texted you. Can you get a text?
Yes, I just did.
Did
Okay.
you send the other one?
I sent everything to back.
Okay, good. Okay.
Jennifer from Colorado, $25. You guys are great. Thank you, Jennifer from Colorado. It's like our old telethon days, Glenn.
Yeah,
California, $25.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Jeremy, $25. Thank you, Jeremy. Joe from California, $25. Thank you, Joe from California. Kristen from New Jersey, $25. Thank you, Kristen from New Jersey. I hope I pronounced your name right. Juana from Arizona, $25.
Juana! We know her.
Juana, dance with me. Sorry. And Jimmy from New York, $20. And she says, "I have enjoyed all of the shows, but this one is so close to my heart and my teen years." So thank you.
Let's get to you guys. So we have a little surprise, a little closing. For those of you that were fans of Archie Bunker's Plays and also On the Family, Danielle has a little surprise for you. And Danielle, I'm hoping you dedicate this to your friends right here.
I do, actually. I dedicate this to all you guys and all of our friends who aren't here, but we all share the same air, the same space, the same world, the same energies, and it's like our high school in a sense. I never went to school. You did, Mindy, but I never did. You guys are my school, my high school. You're my graduating class. So this is we heard this song a little earlier, and Seth asked me if I could sing it again right now, so I will. Here we go. So hopefully this works correctly. Let's see. How's the sound? Can you hear the piano? Okay. I'll be loving you always with a love that's true always. When the things you planned need a helping hand, I will understand always. Days may not be fair always, but that's when I'll be there always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. There you go.
So sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Danielle.
It's fun.
Guys, this was so great. Oh, Glenn, you're so muted.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. All right, this was amazing. Thank you, everyone. I think all your shows are still available to watch, right?
I think so. One Day at a Time is a little bit harder, but you have to hunt for it.
You know, there's
It's on. There's a One Day at a Time channel on Pluto TV that runs one day at a time, 24 hours a day.
I didn't know that. Very good.
I didn't either until very recently. Yeah.
You guys, I have a new show. If you want to watch it, it's on Facebook. It's called Take It From the Top. I wrote it. I produced it with Jonathan Mangum's wife, Leah Mangum, who's my partner. Jonathan's on Let's Make a Deal. He's Wayne Brady's partner. And Terry Merriquin is our other producer, and Angelina Rose Troy. And it's on Facebook, Take It From the Top TV. And we have 6 episodes up, and we are just about to shoot our first COVID episode from our houses. So
Wow. Well, I was wondering about that because, Glenn, you have a TV show in Sedona. So what's the deal with that?
Oh, yeah. So for the last 20 years, I've lived here 25 years. And I don't know if you want to just see what Sedona looks like.
Yes.
How pretty is that? How pretty is that? I have a TV station, Sedona Now TV. You catch us on SedonaNow.com around the country, but we've been on the air for 20 years. It's what I've done. You know, I came on a spiritual quest. My first husband actually passed away from HIV/AIDS at 36 years old, and I changed my life. It put me on a different course. I wanted to find out more about my inner being, and Sedona was the conduit for that, and just nurtured me and I created a beautiful life here. And I want you all to come visit me. I know many of you have, but you all need to come visit me because it's so beautiful.
Oh, we'd love that. And Danielle, I know you're Miss Songwriter. I'm obsessed with your writing. And Danielle's going to come back for an Annie reunion too. So we're going to discuss all that too. And then Mindy, what's happening with you and your amazing comedy? Are you doing theater?
I just wrapped a movie with Lucy Hale and Jackie Cruz called A Nice Girl Like You. It'll be in theaters when theaters reopen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I literally was doing a movie that got shut down. We were in production. I have NDA'd myself to death, but it's with a director that has been on my top 5 list my whole life. So hopefully we will get back into production at some point in the fall.
Okay, so yes, Glenn?
Can I jump in here one more time? I'm going to get divorced if I don't say that my honey actually has vacation villas, SedonaVacationVillas.com. If you want to come to Sedona, check those out. I will literally walk inside and I will be handed divorce papers.
I understand.
Wait, one more time. What's the website?
SedonaVacationVillas.com.
And that means they get to stay in your house.
Well, you can.
Okay. We're available. And Mac, of course, we know what you're doing and we're very proud of you. Brava. And maybe if Grease is revived, if Grease comes back, you can still play Rizzo if the Weisters do it because they don't care the age. So see you back on Broadway.
Be like a 60-year-old Rizzo. You know, though I did play Lily St. Regis in Annie.
That's
on a national tour. I think it was the 30th reunion tour. Yeah.
That's a great part.
With Don Shuck. And it was fun. It was really fun.
Such a funny part.
Well, thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn, for organizing this. Thank all of you for coming today. Thank you for watching. And especially the kid in me. Thanks all of you for helping make my childhood brighter. So I just want to thank you.
Yes, here's a little final photo.
Look at another awkward phase. Thank you, guys. Love you so much.
The old gang. All right, everyone. Thank you.
The final credits
yes.
here,
we got.
Come on, you got to play some of the theme music of. Here you go. Here we go. Tell me when to press play for the credits, Seth. Literally, all the music's on the floor.
Nice to meet you guys.
Good to see you all. Love you.
Yay!
So while you're here, enjoy the view and keep on doing what you do.
Hold on tight, we'll muddle through one day.
Hold on tight, we'll muddle through.